So comment, subscribe, dislike, or like. Check out the links in the descriptions for other of my sites, other activities that I'm involved in. Got a whole bunch of Facebook groups you can check out. I play multiple card games, so I do music among other things, so check out the links in the description. This is my Galactic Cooler Xeno deck. Copy of the leader. 4 Frieza's Charismatic Villain Frieza, 4 Cooler Sibling Kuti, 4 King Code Supreme Ruler, 4 Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Lost Kingdom's Pride, 4 Cell Supercom, 4 Homicidal Clones, 4 Dormant Potential Unleash, 4 Nezzy, 4 Saza, 4 Dore, 4 King Vegeta, 4 Golden Frieza Newfound Might, 4 Meta Cooler Terrifying Horde, and 1 Cell Xeno. We see, one of our win cons is Cell Xeno. The way you'll try to get him out there is with Frieza, Cooler, and King Code or Vegeta. The idea is to have 5, 4, which is 9 plus 3 is 12. So you're trying to get 12 or however way you combine it, it's up to you, but you want to get 12 or for Cell Xeno. Obviously, Frieza works really good with Charismatic Frieza, works good with your green unisons, and has a free pop, so that we can avoid someone attacking you with something, especially if it has dual attack. So they play the dual attacker, you'll play this, drop it right, pop the dual attacker, and prevent the opponent being able to use it against you. We also have Nezzy, which is a negate, and so unison has a power 2, and it has the ability that once you play, it has 3 markers on it. You can choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and it can't attack until the end of your next turn. So this negates an attack, right? And if you use the empower, so it gets 2 markers, so it'll have 3 markers when it hits the field. Then the auto will trigger. You can prevent your opponent from attacking with another battle card. So you can potentially stop 2 attacks for 1 energy. And then, because it has 3 markers, obviously if they play something like another battle card, like an Overwhelm or something, then you can cast with Frieza it, and right there you can potentially stop 3 threats. Just that alone. Just with that line of play. Obviously, we got a bunch of 1-drop green unisons, 12 of them, and then you got the 2, 3, and 4 drop. 2, 3 drops unisons, so it's 12 more, so a total of 24 unisons in the deck. And the 1 drops can be brought out by the effective leader, so that we can swarm the field and start getting multiple attacks out, so you can get some early game damages. They got plus abilities to get that increases their power. So this one right here could become 15k. This one could become 15k. This one could become 10k. So and then of course they all have their own abilities. This unison is a counterplay unison. So you can play it with a marker, and then it has the auto. Every leader card is green Frieza Clan, which it is, and this card has 3 or more markers. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 7 or less and KO it. So you can play this to KO. Remember, it's a counterplay, so it's kind of like Frieza, right? You can play it for 1 energy. Use Empower 2 to give it 2 markers from the previous units you have in play. That's 2 markers, right? So that way you have 3 markers to be able to get this card's effect to KO my opponent's battle cards. And because it is a green unison with 3 markers, right? If they play another battle card, you play Charismatic and Frieza, so they have synergy in regards. Dore has the auto that if this card has 3 or more markers, when this card is played, and add up to 1 cooler card with an energy cost of 1 from your deck to your hand. but we don't play the 1-drop in this deck, so we won't get that effect. But he is another 1-drop, potentially 15k attacker you could take advantage of, and he has a power too, and you can use him obviously to help you empower your other unisons. We got homicidal clones, store potential obviously for defense. We got cell because good super combo, right? It helps you power up your unisons through by combo with it. Then it hits the field from the drop, so that we can combo with it again. So just one copy can help you add 10k to multiple attackers, so you can take advantage of that. Of course, you could also try to use it to play yourself. It definitely helps you, go aggro early game. Turn 1, you can just swing with the leader, play this to combo, right? Then drop it, swing with a unison, place the unison with another unison, attack with a unison. It could potentially do 4 damage on turn 1 just with this card, a unison, and the leader's ability to play a unison, and it attacking, so you can potentially get 4 attacks in a single turn. On turn 1, which is useful. One of the best times to deal the most amount of damage is turn 1 and turn 2, obviously. Then we got the Vegeta dual attack, so you can attack twice, and it has the effect that when you combo with this, if you have 3 or more energy and you combo with this card at the end of the battle, which this card was used in combo, play this card. When it's coming from the hand, of course, you can play this card. Then auto once per turn, when this card attacks, KOs an opponent's battle card, your opponent chooses 1 card from the hand and sends it to the drop. So, since he has dual attack, you can use your first attack to KO one of your opponent's battle card, right, by attacking it, killing it, knocking 1 card out of your opponent's hand, then attacking your opponent directly, right? Leader. And of course, you can combine that with King Vegeta. King Vegeta can knock off a card from your opponent's hand, so you can potentially take off 2 cards. So first, you'll obviously trigger this to get rid of 1 card from their hand. Then, play this to attack your opponent. Battle card and KO another. KO the battle card and take another card out their hand, and then restand and attack their leader, and they'll have less cards in their hands to try to out-combo this card. Let's see. Then we got King Code, counter attack. Play this card, permanent. Reduce the cost of this card for 1 energy for each extra card in your battle area. For each green extra card in your battle area, but you don't have no field cards in this deck. Then auto, when this card is played, your opponent can't attack your leader cards or for the turn. I'm having trouble reading cards for the turn unless they choose 1 card from the hand and discards it every time. But it's like Topo, but it only does 1 card at a time, and it only applies when they attack your leader. And then we got Cooler, Sibling, Cruelty, 20k double strike, permanent for each green unison card in your drop area. Reduce energy cost of this card in your hand by 1, so you can bring them down. So if you have 3 unisons in your drop, you could call these 20k double strike for 1 green energy. So that's nice. Auto, when this card is played, you can't play copies of this card. Obviously, they don't want you to spam a whole bunch of copies in a turn with this. And then, additionally, you may place 1 green unison card with an energy with a specified cost of 3 or less from your drop area at the bottom of your deck. If you do, your opponent discards 1 card from the hand. So this can help you recycle your unisons, so that way you can obviously later on try to get them to use them, either through the leader effect. We're just through drawing them. I already mentioned Charismatic and Frieza. King Cole, we mainly use it to get rid of a card from our opponent's hand, but it does have the ability to KO one of our opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier. So we can obviously take advantage of that to help us control opponent's board. along with like characters villain Frieza and Zaza, example. Let's see, that's mainly what we use it for. Then we got Golden Frieza, which has empowered 4. It's dual attack and it's a blocker. It has counter attack. Play this card with 3 markers on it. Right? Doesn't negate the attack. Remember that. It doesn't negate the attack, but you know after you play it, you would have the ability to use its blocker skill, so you'll still be able to stop an attack by playing this. Then, like I said, it has a power 4. Auto, if this card has 4 more markers on it, when this card is played, choose all of your opponent's battle cards and KO. So it's a board wipe on your opponent's turn. So the good thing is you don't have to use your blocker skill once you drop this, right? Because once you drop this on your opponent's swing, you're going to KO the battle card that they're swinging with, right? And every other battle card they have. And then you're still a blocker, so you can still block something like Unison or Leader Swing. So that's really good, right? And it wouldn't be that hard for it to have 4 more markers because it already costs 3 to play it, and it has a power 4. Right? So, if you have a Unison with like 2 markers on the field or something like that, or 3 markers on the field, you can take those 3 markers and then add it to him after you pay 3, so he'll have 6 markers. So definitely get the board wipe ability. And then on your turn, you can do the -4 effect, which is this card gains 10k power and triple strike for the duration of the turn. Switch this card to active mode at the end of the turn, obviously because it's a blocker, so you want to use it to attack. To block. Remember, it's dual attack, so it has triple. So it's going to become a 30k triple strike. They can attack twice because it has dual attack, right? So you can potentially do 6 damage with it on the clapback, or at least have the chance to do 3 damage at least once, right? Because to negate your first attack, you have a second one. And you'll still have at least 2 markers on it for charismatic villain Frieza, as an example, or you can use it obviously to empower, right? You can, with the 2 markers, you can empower any of your other, Unisons and trigger their effects, right? And go off that way, right? Go off. Then we have Meta Cooler, which obviously you can also play on the following turn in which you board wipe your opponent, because that just gives you more attackers. So you have Frieza being able to attack twice with 30k triple strike, right? And then you play this, which you use this active main to make a token. So now you have 2 attackers along with the Frieza, so you have essentially 4 attacks, right? Attack with a token, attack with Meta Cooler Unison. Then do its, but you want to play this for 4 energy because you want to do its -4 ability, right? -4. Send this to the drop, right? But this is obviously after you do Frieza, because you're going to obviously just replace it. So you play this first, swing with it twice, then play this for 4, make the token, swing, -4 from this to make 3 more tokens, swing with those tokens, right? So you have, just this one card will give you 5 attacks on top of the fact that you already have 2 attacks with this. This is potentially 6 damage, and this is potentially 5 more damage. There's a total of 11 damage on turn 4 if you ended up dropping this when you had 3 energy, and then on turn 4 you drop this. Well, after you swing, of course. But use Frieza in your opponent, and then swing off with this. So potentially 11 damage on turn 4. Sounds amazing, right? And for Xeno, when you have 5 or more energy, he'll get dual attack. He'll get quadruple strike and dual attack, and be able to rip 3 cards out your opponent's hand. So that way, we're already trying to keep our opponent's hand size low, and this will help us reduce it even more. And then, obviously try to go for game. So we have that as an option. And when the leader is awakened, you can combo with your Unisons using this card's active battle ability by discarding green Unisons, and you can get the 5k combo power. So not low on combo power, even though we have like 24 Unisons. they still can be useful as combo power because of the Leader's Awakened side. That's the end of the video.